shit, this was level. Oh, God damn it. I wonder if there's something I can put underneath this to make it more level, or to make it level. God damn it. All right, so that pole right there is pretty deep in the ground, but to make sure that it's more secure, I went out and I got a bunch of more of these rocks today. So I'm gonna build a little rock frame around it and then go all the way up. And then in between all these rocks, I still have these plastic bottles that I cut and filled with garbage. So I'll use those to fill it. All right, so I have a little hiccup, but it's not too bad. So the floor, if I have these little corner pieces sticking out like this, that means I'm gonna have to cut a piece of plywood with this little angle. Look at that. Now I just got to cut that piece off. But I got this, I think I have a tool that does that, where I could just draw a line from there all the way down and just cut all that off. And then I can use this extra piece to start covering this part. Now I just got to cover that part. And this is going to be difficult. Maybe. For me, not for most people. But I'm going to have to figure out a way to make a piece that's kind of thin enough to go all the way across. But baby steps. How does this thing work? Oh. Supposed to be a blade in there? Sure. Oh wait, there's that little ball thing here. I bet this goes in there. Let's go this way or this way? Probably goes this way. Like this is probably. Wait, should I go this way? So I wonder if I could just use the 2x3 as a guide and just go all the way over. All the way over to there. I mean, the blade is thick. Oh well, I guess let's just try it. So I want to leave a little lip just go all the way across. Probably just go all the way across as even as I can. All right, so it's not like completely even, but I can just take that part off so that it's flush. So it looks nice and straight, except for that part. But this thing is so hard to, it's hard to maneuver. It keeps going like this. So here's another piece of plywood I found, but I'm gonna use it to start blocking off the side of the house. Oh, a lot of this wood is crap. You can see it's starting to split right there. But what I'm gonna do, once I get this piece up, and as I put up the spare wood, I'm gonna throw a layer of seed oil on it. At least that way it'll keep it waterproof. Maybe I'll cover it up. And then when it's all said and done, it's gonna be covered with rocks and adobe. So even if the wood starts to, get gross after a while, it'll be covered completely on the inside and the outside. And on the inside, I'm gonna have these really thick straw bales that go all the way down. Does that look straight? So I have this piece of plywood that I'm gonna put in this spot right here, but it's a little wavy. So I'm just gonna use my new, that kind of saw and cut this off. So I've got all these old pallets and all these spare pieces. So my plan is I gotta cover the tires. So I'm gonna build some kind of fence that goes around the perimeter of the tires. And I'm gonna connect the pallets with these pieces. Kind of like this. I'll lift this up, slide it over, drill them in, and then decorate the bottom with these rocks and do some kind of adobe finish around the outside. And then in between the tires and the pallets will be a place for me to recycle garbage, probably cans and plastic bottles. And then I'll put road base on top of that with some concrete. I think I have enough pallets to go all the way across. So just like that. Now this isn't like that secure, but they're connected to this beam. And then when I build the rocks up, they'll be sealed with concrete. So this will be a big, strong wall, and then this will all be covered. I also have all these spare pieces. These came from a neighbor's porch, I think. So I can use these as brackets. I guess that's what you would call it. And that way the pallets are a little bit more secure. Then I can always use them as a guide for the rocks. Shit. So I only had these 2x6s, and then this part, this is 2x3. So I have a little bit of a space. So I have a bunch of these 2x4 spare pieces. So what I was thinking is I'll screw this one onto the edge so that this becomes flush. But then I have this little lip under here. But this is all going to be covered with rocks anyway. So as long as it supports the floor, I think I'm okay. Missed. So now I'm just cutting up the rest of this spare 2x3 and maybe doing like one every foot or so, just so the floor has more support. Well, every week I do another row of rock. So this is clay, straw, sand, and 2 parts concrete. And then inside, I just put all the road base that I dug out back in there, and I pour a couple bags of concrete with each row. And then behind here, this will all be covered with rock and concrete. And then this wall is starting to look pretty good. So every week I'll put another layer of lime, straw, and sand. And I'll just sand it down. And inside, this is all concrete. I just put this here because I had it and I found it in the garbage, so why not? And then back here will just be covered with more concrete, garbage that I find on the side of the road. And mostly these plastic bottles, these plastic water jugs that I find, I just fill them with garbage. And then I put concrete on the top, and then it seals it up forever. And it's a clean way to recycle and to get rid of waste. And this little guy down here, this thing died like 3 times and came back to life. And this is the most alive it's ever looked. But the frost is coming soon, so I'm gonna have to cover it so that it can make it to the summer. All right, so the plan today is, well, I had to take this 2x3 and connect it to this one. So I used a spare 2x4 to do that. That way I can connect 2x3s all the way across. I got these in the purple pile. They're a little crooked, but if I cut the ends off, they fit and they're straight. So I'll have a floor here. I'll have a little step that goes to that floor. And I'll have probably 2 or 3 steps that go down to that floor. It's the only way I could do it because all the wood's like spare pieces. So it's going to be a little different. There we go. Ah! Uh-oh. What do I do here? Damn. Maybe I should start going across now, so that this one doesn't fall out all the way. And then I can nail it back in there. Screw it back in there. I'm gonna take a 2x4 and put it right here. Or no, maybe this way. I'm gonna seal it on that side, and then at the top and bottom. That way, this one is connected to this one, which is connected to that side, and it'll be connected to this. All right, well, it's better than it was. All right, so I got this part done. Now I'm gonna try to cover this part. So as it stands now, and I don't see that changing, there's gonna be a little lip right there. So I'm gonna have to do a little step to this floor And then that floor over there, there's gonna have to be like 2 steps to get down. I wonder if I should flip it and have the side that goes like this facing down, and then the side that goes like this facing up. But I'm just gonna screw it to this. So I wonder if it makes a difference. I'm thinking the middle part should be facing down. Oh, so I gotta flip it. But it's level. I wonder if it's still gonna be level when I flip it. So I think that's gonna look okay with one little step going that way. But this part, how am I gonna connect this to this? Okay, what do I do next? I gotta flip this over somehow without falling down there. So I think I should probably leave this exposed on this side and this on this side so that I have something to connect that side with. And same with this side. Or should I push this all the way over against this and then start building this off of this? All right, I can always just unscrew it, I guess. All right, I got one piece of plywood left. Dare I try to cut a piece of fit in there? That didn't go well. Damn. Maybe the saw's not strong enough. Closer. Should probably use this one instead. Because then I can just... Fuck. All right, that tool works way better. I have a half a 2x3 left, so I could probably get a few of them in there, and then that opening will be somewhat closed up, and then I'll just have to figure out a way to get from here to up there. So I was able to put, I couldn't rip this apart. This was a 2x4 on a 4x4. So I just cut the ends off, and I'm gonna build like a rock wall around that up here. Extend the floor over. I gotta find more 2x3s so I can, you know, do whatever that's called. And now just that part. So I can either do like a set of steps, or I guess that's my only option, a set of steps. But I only have to put them on one side, so maybe I'll just do like a small set of steps like in the middle, and then I can just seal that off and put a table there or something.